Hey, everybody. Here we are, another interview that is going to be just really eye opening. This is really for those folks who are wondering, can I do this? How do I know? Is it that hard? Am I overthinking this? I want to introduce you, excuse me, to someone who has done some amazing work. And she's going to tell you all about her business, how it started, where the idea came from. But first, I want you to introduce yourself to the community. Tell them who you are and kind of like the moment that you knew you needed to do something a little different.
Okay, this is so exciting. I get the giggles when I get excited. Anyway, my name is Alanda, and I am a professional, high quality tutor. Um, I left the school system in 2015 or 16. I can't recall now; it's a blur. But I was one of those people that left without a plan, kind of just got to my wits end and was like, can't, I just cannot do it because I stayed too long. It was one of those things where you have to know when things serve you and when you have to move on. And I did not know it. I just kept hanging on to what I knew. And finally, I was like, yeah, I had a breaking point. It was like, I can't. It started affecting my health, basically. That's what I want to say. And didn't have a plan. So I had to lean on what did I know and what came easy to me. What did I actually enjoy? Because I enjoyed parents, I enjoyed children, I enjoyed teaching, having a great time every day at school. But so, like I said, I just leaned on what I knew, and it was teaching. But I wasn't going back to any school system. So I started tutoring. Um, and I've been doing that and sustaining myself since, like I said, 2016. And it's been amazing that I can sustain myself without a system paying me every, you know, 2 weeks or every month or whatever. But it's just been amazing, eye opening. Hmm.
Okay, so now it's some folks that are listening to this
Yeah.
and they're saying a couple of things because I'm them folks, okay?
Yeah.
They're saying, wait a minute,
Hmm.
2015, 2016, that's almost 10 years
Hmm.
that you have
Yes.
not worked in the school system, first of all. And I hope you plan to celebrate that big 10-year anniversary real big. I
Hmm.
know we thank the Lord for that.
Yeah.
But second of all, we as educators, we try to be real vague. We try to be
Hmm.
real proper and real
Hmm.
respectful. And I appreciate
Hmm.
that in
Yeah.
us. But for the person who's listening, who's wondering, I wonder if her situation is similar to mine. What do you mean by A, you stayed too long, and
Mm.
B, it started impacting your health?
Yeah. Woo. So, and like I said, enjoyed teaching. I enjoyed the parents. I enjoyed my coworkers. I enjoyed that school. I just enjoyed it. But then the climate changed. And because I was such a part of that school and such a part of that community, that was my family. So it took me a long time to actually say, okay, I got to leave, until it started affecting my health and my mental. So, like I said, I had some signs. I'm a real one of those signs people. And I had some signs, and I was like, but I kept overlooking those signs and those red flags because I was just so used to my community. Those are my students, those are my parents, those are my, everything. And like I said, I just had some big signs, and then I finally had to put myself first and say, I got to get out of this. This is not healthy for me. I'm not good for my family. I'm just not good. And like I said, I just left. Um, I was one of those people that would pull up to the school and have to sit in the car. You know what I'm talking
Well,
about. You had
I
to
know
sit in the
all
car
about
and
that, and there's a bunch of people out here who know all about that too.
yeah, I was that person. I had to sit in the car and woosah like, Lord, okay, so what's gonna happen today? So if I encounter this person or if this happens, how am I gonna combat it? Well, if I stay in my room, okay, don't worry about this. And it was just too much. That just was not life. It just was not living, you know? Um, so yeah, yeah. Okay, let me tell you this crazy thing.
Okay.
One day, I used to stay on Fridays and do lesson plans, and I would stay late on Fridays, like 6, 7 o'clock. Me and the custodians be texting, "Don't lock me in. I'm still here." And this is so weird. This is my big sign. we had our pictures. All the teachers had their pictures outside their door, hanging outside in beautiful frame, their cute school pictures. Everybody had one. I was sitting there one Friday evening night, uh, and I heard a crash. So I'm in the building by myself. The custodian, he's in the other building. So I said, I walk around, walk out to the side, and what is on the floor but that picture of me?
That
Was that a
yes,
sign?
that was
I
a
said,
sign.
I literally looked up. I'm not like a super religious person, but I'm religious. I looked up and I said, okay, God, I got it. I was like, I don't know what to do, but this is it. And like I said, I did not know what to do. I left. I was, but I was ill. It really was affecting me mentally, and people did not know that. Nobody knew.
Right.
Yeah, I kept it in. But and I was physically ill, and I did have to seek medical help and everything. But so like I said, I leaned on after a while. I had to lean on just doing a little part-time work of what did I know how to do, and like I said, teaching. And the tutoring business just blew up once I started doing it. So I was tutoring before the pandemic.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
uh-huh. So then I did a little part-time contract tutoring in the schools. So I had my own business, but I did a little part-time, a few hours in the school. So I was in the school tutoring and my own before the pandemic. Then during the pandemic went full force. I was on a Zoom with my students, my private clients every day. Then after the pandemic, still progressing on with my students, but went back into the school just to do contract. And I could see the shift not only in the students learning,
Hmm.
but the shift in the staff. So at
Yes.
that point, I realized that, oh, the school started hiring a lot of tutors too. And I was assuming that, you don't know what you don't know. I was assuming that just because you were a tutor, you knew what you were doing. And sometimes I saw that tutors had needed some training. And that's when I decided to turn my tutor professional tutoring business into training. Okay, so training for educators and parent groups, because you had the micro schools, then you had the charter school parents, then you have the homeschool groups. So I decided they needed training, so I niched all the way down to K1 and 2 training and developed my own career. All those years that I had been tutoring, the things that students needed mostly, those gap things, the basic foundations, I started, and I made a curriculum basically, and it's for K1 and 2 educators and tutors, paraprofessionals. They don't get training, and they're a very valuable resource in the schools, very underutilized. Um, so I have the curriculum, but it's a hands-on, no prep. That's the good thing about it, and people love it because they don't have any work to do, other than get trained by me and the staff at A+ educational concierge staff on how to use the materials. But that's the best part. No prep, and it's fun. The kids are doing like all the work.
But now,
Hmm.
let me highlight a couple of things here. First
Okay.
of all, you were tutoring, and this
Hmm.
was pre-pandemic,
Hmm.
and then things picked up even more post-pandemic.
Yeah.
But then you saw a gap in the training component,
Hmm.
and then you pick that up, knowing when to pivot. But I also want you to stop playing like
Hmm.
you don't have this whole hands-on curriculum with
Yes.
manipulatives
Yeah.
that is the key to
Hmm.
everything,
Hmm.
and you created it, you were using it,
Hmm.
and then you systemized it,
Yeah.
and now it's just like a hand, you can just hand it off. As long as
Hmm.
the people are trained, they are able to now tutor with manipulatives, know how to use the manipulatives,
Hmm.
and everything comes as a package along
Hmm.
with the tutoring. I'm sorry, along with the training. How
Yes.
long did it take you to develop that?
It was one of those things since all those years, like I said, almost 10 years of doing the tutoring, pulling things together. So I was with my private clients range from 4-year-olds to fifth graders. So I had the things that they needed at pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. And I pulled it together and was like, so when I was in the schools tutoring, I was like using my materials, and I was like, and it was very effective. And that's when I pulled it together and put it together. So at first, I was like, how am I going to do this? And I had to say, wait a minute, this is valuable. One day I was at the school tutoring, and I heard another tutor. They were tutoring. We were in a big room. They were tutoring, down from me. And they were doing their thing and I was doing my thing. And then one day, after a few weeks, I heard that it's like I heard myself talking. That tutor was using the exact language
She
that
heard
I
what you
had been
said,
using.
girl, and was copying you. Just go on and say it.
Yeah, okay. I was being nice. I was like, oh my gosh, she took my stuff. But it was for the children. So, for the greater good, we're
Yeah.
fine with that. We'll share. But it's just funny. I just saw, okay, I'm good. Because she saw that my students were thriving
Yes.
because I had to go back, although the school would tell you what they want you to tutor, but I couldn't do that if they didn't know those foundations. So that's why I
Right.
developed a curriculum where I'm going to teach those people the foundation. Well, and teachers need it too, because like I said, I saw the shift in staff. They're younger. Some of them have changed careers and were business people and then came into the school system. But I just saw it was a need for that training in those foundations at the beginning. So when they're in fifth grade, they're not having those gaps. Um, but it's for K1, 2, even your ESOL students. But like I said, nobody has time to plan it, but I've got it planned for them. And they
Wow,
can,
that's
anybody that
amazingly
walk.
convenient.
Yeah, very much. Because you'll go to schools and you'll go in there and you'll see supply closets with boxes and boxes of curriculum. Nobody has time to really go through those things. I'm just saying that's realistic and pull out all those components. But this is just basic training of those professionals, educators, and even like I said, parent groups, but those professionals to how to engage those children. And the children love it. They do. And when I go to the schools, even my own personal clients, I feel like a rock star because I mean, they're like, Miss A, can you take me, Miss A? And then I noticed two teachers were coming to me and saying things like, I'm just not comfortable with phonics, or I'm not comfortable with this, or do you have some kind of way? And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm it. Okay, I'm it. So it's been good. It's been fulfilling,
Right. And I think that
very
the piece that a
fulfilling.
lot of people undersell themselves on is the fact
Hmm.
that you
Hmm.
were an actual certified teacher.
Oh
You
yeah.
worked in the school system. You
Hmm.
know education. You know how
Hmm.
to do this.
Hmm.
So it's not just like they're getting some person who just
Nah.
likes kids and
Hmm.
who can follow directions
Hmm.
that will help them with homework after
Hmm.
school.
No, yeah, I'm still certified. I didn't let it
Right.
go. I'm still certified. Um, but yeah, no, I taught all the grades, Georgia pre certi in Georgia pre-K. You have to be a certified teacher for that. I taught pre-K to grade 5 and English as a second language and intensive English language, and that's just really the best practices for every student, really. ESOL things, they're just best practices for every student. The component of listening, speaking, reading, writing, and hands-on, and relating things to real life. That's how the students learn best. But like I said, a lot of the adults just haven't had the training. You passed all
Right.
the tests and everything, but when you get in the trenches, they just don't know it. And I'm like,
Right.
okay, I can help you. And so my tutoring business, like I said, has turned into a full service educational firm. And I've got people on staff. So we've got speech pathologists, occupational therapists, early childhood specialists, Orton Gillingham, trained people. I mean, just a wide range of people. So,
Girl, come on. You better talk your stuff. Come on now. See, so y'all better be listening up. But now
hmm
I know some people are thinking.
hmm
Okay, so I know some people are thinking,
hmm
how long did it take for you
hmm
to actually accept the fact that it was time to go, that you needed to do something different? You talked about the
oh
signs, but how
yeah.
long would you say it took you to actually make the move?
So from actual full-time teaching in the school system, I think
Yeah.
I stayed 3 years too long. I had no idea though. I didn't know. Now, as far as tutoring, like I said, I'm weaning off my private clients. I've got a few that I'm still going to finish the school year out. I just don't want to leave them, get them to a certain point, to third grade actually. And but everything else with the school, helping those educators get trained. Like I said, the coaches and everybody. Actually, the tutoring, and with my tutoring business. Let's see, I've done it 2 years too long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
to transition into helping the school system and the parent groups. Yeah, I've stayed 2 years too long in that. This okay because I didn't know my way. I didn't know,
Exactly.
you know. Yeah. So I didn't know
Okay,
how
so
to
tell us
transition.
this.
Hmm.
What all of us, every time I interview someone,
Hmm.
every time I talk to someone who pivoted
Hmm.
and decided to do something different, we all had a denial process.
Hmm.
Did you have a denial process, and what was it? What did it look like?
A denial process. Since I have been tutoring, I have not had a denial
No, I
process.
mean when you were in the school system.
Oh, yeah, denial of, well, for one, I tell you, in the school system, I just literally just had tunnel vision. I didn't know anything but that. I didn't even realize people got tutors. I would tutor after school to make some extra money, or do summer school. I
Right.
literally had tunnel vision and didn't know anything outside of how did that happen, but that's the way it was. The school system just kept me so focused on just getting those weekly lesson plans in, staying out for PDP, get those lesson plans in. So yeah, I just didn't know what I did not know until was forced to figure out something different.
I think that's a great response. And I don't think anybody else has described it like that, but that's really what it is. It's that
Hmm.
tunnel vision.
Hmm.
And so we were so busy doing just to survive and to make
Hmm.
it day to day that we didn't
Hmm.
even think outside of what else
Hmm.
can I do. And so we were in
Hmm.
denial that we needed to leave, we needed to go. We knew we needed to go, but we didn't
Yeah.
want to accept it
No.
and own it. And so
Mm-mm.
now you've been out the classroom. That lets people know. First of all, I want them to
Mhm,
understand that there is longevity in this work. A lot of
mhm.
people think, oh, you're just going to end up back in the classroom. You don't
Nah.
have to end up back in the classroom, but you also have to invest in yourself and grow yourself,
Mhm.
because if you don't, you'll end up, stuck.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us about your coaching experience and
Mhm.
how that has helped you to grow your business?
My personal
Yeah.
coaching of the educator,
No,
how
I
does it help?
mean your
Oh,
what
with
you invested
yes.
in yourself.
Oh, it's been amazing. I used to look at, especially like during the pandemic, even when I had my own business, I used to look at, you'd be at home during the pandemic a little bit when I was working full time actually, but I would look at people on social media and I see the coaching programs and stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, if I don't have any money, I don't have so many thousands of dollars to put. What I was like, that just didn't make sense to me. So it's so crazy when I said I stayed just my own small business
Yeah.
of tutoring, which was very successful. Has been, it's wonderful. It's been amazing. I
Yes.
stayed, like I said, 2 years too long, but once I started getting out, and you have to get out. You have to get out in person and mingle and meet people, and then they hype you up, and you're like, you have to relate to people, and you just have to be with like-minded people. So, but I used to think I don't have the money for this, or I just got to plop down how many $1,000 to do. But it is, coaching is amazing. A coaching is real. I've heard people say, "Oh, that's not true." I've seen things on social media where people say, "Coach is nothing. That's somebody trying to teach you something they haven't done." I'm like, Dr. D has done it. Dr. D knows. Dr. D speaks common sense things. But no, the coaching has elevated me. It has, it literally, it has elevated me, and I just don't even see a seal. I mean, I don't see a ceiling. Like, it's big. It's big. With my thoughts.
Yes.
Well, I always had big thoughts,
Yeah.
but if you're not around people that also have big thoughts, then you're just going to be stagnant. But yeah, the coaching has been amazing. The people I'm around, my mentorship. Yeah, I feel like a
Because
million bucks.
that's my next question.
Hmm.
Because one of the things when I left the school system, I
Hmm.
did it all by myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody to talk to.
Hmm.
And I was like, I need people to talk to. And I
Hmm.
always talk about when I found another black consultant. She
Hmm.
was the only one at an event that I went to with 150 consultants. It
Hmm.
was just she and I. And when
Yeah.
we locked eyes, we were like, hey, girl.
Yeah.
And it was like such a relief for me. And
Hmm.
I'm an introvert. So I'm not
Hmm.
one who's out just making new friends and just going to lunches and stuff.
Hmm.
And but it gave me the ability to have somebody to call.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you
Hmm.
having a community of other high achieving women, because I think that's the difference.
It
We've been
is.
in communities before, but sometimes you can get into a
Hmm.
petty community.
Hmm.
But with the high achieving women, how has that been and how has that helped you moving in your business?
It's amazing. Just being with other, yeah, high level. It's like you said, the adjectives are high. It's high level. Um, no low ball in it. No, small playing small. Like these women are amazing. They are doing it. It's not just people that are talking, because the talkers are going to fall off. I've realized that the talking
Yes.
people, they start strong, and they're gonna fall by the wayside. They're gonna weed themselves out, and I'm not gonna be one of those people. But I'm staying with the major players. There's a major players in this group, and I'm a major player.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm a major
Absolutely.
player, and I'm with other major players. And the thing I like is that we are professional. We will share. We're not, like, I mean, it's just too much work out here.
Right.
I can't even. I I'm gonna be good. Everybody's gonna be good, but the thing is that we share. They give me great ideas. I give them great ideas. We collaborate so well, but also the real people, the people that are real, or will call you if you slowing down.
Yes.
That is important, and nobody gets an attitude if you're slowing down. It's like, gosh, I needed that. I guess if you're real and you want to stay and be a high achieving person, a professional, you're not going to take something that somebody tells you is, you know, they got some nerve. No, you're going to be like, yeah, they had to pull me back up.
That is so awesome to hear. And
Mm-hmm.
for other people to
Mm-hmm.
know that there
Mm-hmm.
are communities out here who can support you in the work that you are doing and the
Mm-hmm.
work that you desire to do. So now
Yeah.
tell us, you gave us part of the vision
Mm-hmm.
for the business,
Mm-hmm.
but tell us 1 year from today,
Mm-hmm.
where do you see the business at? What do you see happening? And how do you see your life?
Ooh, 1 year from today, I cannot wait. Ooh, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be so big. Because it's good now. But I'm just super excited for the future. How many educators will I have touched? Parents have I touched? And through those, indirectly, those children that have been touched because people have been properly trained. And I don't know, but I just see it's bright. It is very bright, and I just can't wait to see, like I said, how many people that I've touched and how many community people I've collaborated with, and that poured into me, and I poured into. Um, I can't wait. Everybody has one of my curated collection. It's called, what is it? Curated collection of concepts, working books, and kids. I can't wait to see that.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been so good. This has been so good. And I know
Yeah.
that there are people who are watching this who are wondering,
Hmm.
can they do this?
Hmm.
And
Oh yeah.
we both know that they can. But
Absolutely.
what is the word of advice that you would give to the teacher who
Mhm.
has maybe stayed too long or who is considering that they need to do something just a bit different?
Mhm. You do have to do some, like in the homeschool community, they talk about unschooling. You do have to b- unteacher yourself, or because it's a different mind. It is a different mindset. It's the same goal of helping people, being a service position, but you do have to your bit your different your business, your company, your business, and you have to think like it, but you have a caring aspect, you have a high level professional aspect. Um, you're doing things differently. Uh, I don't know. It's hard to explain it, but yeah, it's unlearning some things and some self-limiting beliefs that you can only do certain things to a certain point. Now it's open, it's wide open. You can do whatever you really want to do, and it's up to you. It's work now. It's work, and if you get out there and put out the work, that word of mouth, and present yourself the correct way, it's gonna happen. But it's work and staying on task. It's not a walk in the school building at, what is it? What was that, 7:30 or something? They went seven and coming
Right.
out at whatever. It's not that. So you've got to be on task and keep yourself oriented, self-guided, self-directed, which is something we're not used to. Teachers were not used to in the school system. You're
Right.
told everything to do, but it can happen. It's plenty of work out there. People need you and your talents. It's a big value that you give. I know I give a lot of value. Um, to the school. I give value to my personal clients, and it's amazing. It's like the second part of my life is very nice and exciting and bright, and just exciting, just fun. Um, and like I said, the community just amazing. I never had a community. I had a community of teacher friends, but not putting them down. We did what we did.
Right.
Yeah, not putting them down. They were amazing people. Still friends with today, but yeah, it's more of wide open and just
Okay.
exciting. Yeah.
All right, y'all heard it.
Hmm.
That's right. She said self-guided and self-directed. That's right. So,
Hmm.
I just want everybody to know that we have options. Like, because we've been in the school system, and like you said, we've been tunnel vision. We've
Hmm.
been trying to follow the rules, do what we've been told to do, perform at a high level, get kids to where they need to be, take
Hmm.
care of our households, pay our bills, live
Hmm.
what little life we have left after the school day, and not
Hmm.
even realizing that there is another way that you can go about this. And I think that you're the perfect example of that. And
Hmm.
not only that, you're showing them that you can start out doing what it is that you do, and you
Hmm.
can grow it. So you started with tutoring,
Hmm.
and that tutoring has now turned into training and professional development, while still based around the tutoring,
Hmm.
and creating your own curriculum. That is a major accomplishment. So I want to thank you for sharing your story and your
Hmm.
time with the audience. And even if it touches just one person,
Yeah.
that means that this 20 minutes was worthwhile. So thank you so much for
I
sharing
thank you.
with us. But I need you to tell the folks, how
Hmm.
can they reach you if they need tutor
Oh yeah,
training,
yeah,
if they
that's right.
need a tutor, if they
Yes.
need some professional development for their tutoring program? How
Hmm.
can the folks find you?
Okay, I can be reached on LinkedIn. My name, Alanda, like Amanda, Alanda, Alanda, and Boyd, Boyd. So that's LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram, but I just created that and the Instagram handles, but still go follow because it's coming. Go to Instagram. It is the tipsy tutor underscore, because I'm full of tips. I'm tipsy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm tipsy. I'm the tipsy tutor. So the tipsy tutor underscore, and then at email at the name of the business. The company's name is A Plus Educational Concierge.com.
Okay. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all know how to find her. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to reach out to her, you got questions,
Mm-hmm.
anything,
Yeah.
go ahead and reach out to her. Definitely follow her on Instagram, reach out. And if you want to bring her in to provide services, either in tutoring or professional development workshops, if you have
Okay.
an after school program, you want her to present to your church,
Yeah.
teachers, wherever it might be. Hey, we're giving you the information. We're giving you high quality people who are doing the work and who are skilled and talented at the work. We had one question. Does the program include the IECA?
IECA. What
Can
is
you
that
tell us
program?
what IECA means?
There's
Tell
so
us.
many acronyms.
I was just about to say, in the school system, we
Education.
deal with alphabet soup. So tell us
Yes.
what IECA, what those acronyms mean, and she can
Mm-hmm.
answer whether or not her program includes that.
Okay.
Let's see if yes, and you can find her on Instagram. Please follow her. She's at the
Underscore.
Tipsy Tutor
Mm-hmm.
underscore
Yeah.
on Instagram. Make sure you follow her
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram. Let's see if Natalie's able to tell us what IECA
Okay.
means, and if anybody in the chat knows, let
Okay.
us know. We can answer the question.
Sure.
And so, how do people normally pay for? Oh, she said Independent Educational Consultant Association.
It,
Oh,
what, would-
so are you asking if
yeah.
Alanda's program is a part of the Independent Educational Consultant Association? Because she might be asking that question to me.
Okay.
And my response is no.
Mm-hmm.
I was a former member of the Independent
Mm-hmm.
Educational Consultant Association.
Okay.
And for me, I'm saying for me, it didn't serve the purpose that I need. My goal is to go out here, do what I do, make money, and live the life of my dreams. So
Yes.
I had to separate my
Mm-hmm.
goal from what I'm trying to do, as
Yeah.
opposed to trying to be in another system. I'm not trying to be in
Mm-hmm.
another system. And I just found my time was more useful getting
Mm-hmm.
contracts into my business. Although I did make a few connections, and
Mm-hmm.
that was in 2018 that I was a
Um,
part of that. Um, it was not beneficial for me personally.
mm-hmm.
And that could have been due to my own lack of networking in the group.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think she was
I think,
directing that question
yeah, I was
to
gonna say
me.
I would agree with you. Not trying to get in the system again because we, it's not necessary, but we can definitely connect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and organizations, we do promote
Yeah.
some organizations, and it's no different than as an English teacher. I was in the
Mm-hmm.
NTCE. It's no different than that. I think that in the school system, it benefits us more because we are tunnel vision on
Mm-hmm.
that thing. I think that as consultants, and I'm speaking for myself, my major priority is getting contracts. And
Right.
so at that
Mine too.
time, my priority was getting into schools, meeting decision makers, and getting those contracts. And so that meant that my time was very limited. I only did it for a year. As a matter of fact, I
Mm-hmm.
think my membership was for 1 year. And I didn't get the benefit at that time. And now that I'm, this far in, I got the system down and gone with it. And
Mm-hmm.
so that has been and I created my own community to be quite if I can be really transparent, if I
Mm-hmm.
can be really transparent, I created my own community for Black women because I didn't find the support for Black women in that
Mm-hmm.
community. She said they offer a certificate for independent, exactly, because you don't need a certificate to independent consult. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
mean by we came out of that system. They're playing on the idea of school systems. You need this reading search, you need this math search,
Mm-hmm.
steady sending you through stuff. And
Nope.
so, no, you don't need it in order
Okay.
to do consulting. It's not going to
Mm-hmm.
give you any type of advantage. Nobody's going to say, well, do you have the certification? Your certification is you went to school, you got the degrees, you have the
Mm-hmm.
experience, you get the results. And
Mm-hmm.
so, that is why that's why I say it was not beneficial for me,
Mm-hmm.
because it's more of kind of a networking. And for those people who feel like they need something else, we already know that we have what we need. We
Mm-hmm.
have the skills, we have the experience. We just need to know how to go out here, get contracts. So absolutely. And Dr. Marquita, who's also been a consultant for about 10 years, says
Mm-hmm.
that no one asks consultants for stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
that is a great point. Yes, Dr. D. Nicole says getting them unattached from some organization, telling you when to do things. It's all on your terms. Exactly. And so that's why it wasn't beneficial for me. And I just like to be transparent in my responses. So I hope that was helpful to you. I'm not saying that your certification won't serve you. I'm saying here I am all these years later, and I've
Yeah.
made millions of dollars in consulting. I ain't need no certificate.
Mm-hmm.
All of the women who I work with, they done made good money, and they don't need no certificate. That's just another part of the system telling you to do this, do that, do this, instead of helping you to get contracts. Ask those people how many certificates help them get contracts in this real world. That's
Mm-hmm.
what we're talking about. Checks in the bank, contracts, relationships.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. So we're running businesses as businesses, and we got A+ concierge over here just showing you how it works. How many consultant
Yeah.
certificates you got, Alanda?
Zero. Just my
Oh,
professionalism, and they know I can deliver.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. So, Natalie, I hope that helps. I hope that
Mm-hmm.
we have, answered your question, and congratulations to you. And we'd love to see you come on over to our community, girl.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you. We do some amazing work over here. All right,
Mm-hmm.
but we got to let Alanda go. She got stuff to do, and it's a good old Sunday for us.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna get going, and we got another interview coming up probably in about 30 minutes. So join us back on this same page,
Thank
and
you, Dr.
I'll
D.